welcome to ATB-TV. I'm here with Brian Johnson at the Lakeview Hotel in Ballarat, Brian, and we're here at the launch of the Vobis Gold Evening.
We are, Darren. We've got a fair crowd rocking up as well at beautiful Lake Wendouree, right on the banks of the shore.
It's a great initiative, Vobis, and the Vobis people are here with the Inglis people, and I see even the Big Dipper's out there, Brian.
He's getting around with the crowd, Darren, and making himself known.
Are you going to get in a drinking round with him?
I'll probably only for about two, Darren. I think he'll just put me under the water then.
I think he's got shoulders wider than yours and I put together. He's a big boy, isn't he?
He's a big boy, looking pretty good though, considering he hasn't played for a while.
No, he does look good. Anyway, we've had a pretty good week on the track, Brian. 9 runners and 2 winners.
Yeah, it's a pretty good strike rate, Darren, I would have thought, especially for the owners.
Very, very pleased this week. And the horses that didn't win, I think they nearly all ran very, very well. So let's go back to Geelong, where we start off with Edge of War, who ran a nice third there at Geelong last week. And he probably just hit the line and looking for a little bit further now than the 1400, but he's on track, Brian, and looking very well.
Yeah, he's the more racing he gets, the better, Darren, and he's a good horse, so I can see him winning a race this time in.
Then we went back to Geelong on the weekend, and we started off with our project horse, Lethal Arrow, who was first up for ATB, and he ran second over 1400 there, and he's on track to Wagga. And then maybe on to Darwin. It was quite a tough win because we had hail and thunder before the race. It was a heavy 8 and it made it like a mile race, but he was gone 100 out like you after the 40k mark, and he hit the line well.
Yeah, and I was talking to Peter Morgani, one of the owners today. He's very happy with the run and looking forward to it, especially if it goes to Darwin too, Darren.
Well, that's one project that's on track. Our other runner that day, Schwa City, well, she just doesn't handle the wet brine, and her first ever start, she beat Long Espresso and hasn't won a race since. Ran a few nice seconds, but her racing days might be coming to an end with ATB.
Well, about 2 o'clock, she's probably a chance, and it was a fairly good track then, wasn't it? But once the rain comes, she had no chance whatsoever.
Then on Sunday, we went up to Donald, and Platelet's little half-sister, Brian, Intravenous, she won as she liked. It was a very good win.
Yeah, quality win, Darren, and she actually probably won her first start better than Platelet won hers, and it was a fantastic effort. And good ride, and she was too strong.
Very impressive, and she's off to the city in a couple of weeks now. That's Intravenous. Very, very pleased with her. Congratulations to all those owners, because I think a lot of those owners, it could be their first horse, and a couple of them have got their own little story behind that horse, and we're very, very pleased to see Intravenous win so well.
We might catch up with one of those owners in a couple of weeks, Darren, and they can tell that story.
We will. And also we had Jen Y running there as well. She ran a nice third. Probably the first time she didn't over race in all the career start she's been over racing, but she did okay there on Sunday. But now that she's learned how to settle and race, Brian, she's actually looking for more ground, so we've got to step her up to 1350 in a couple of weeks, and hopefully she can break through for her maiden win.
Yeah, she's still learning the craft as well, so only had a handful to start, so the more racing she does, the better she's going to get.
Then we went down to Warrnambool and we had the hot pot 2-year-old in, Brian, Reigning Media, the one that Matty Williams thought would win. And he trialled up super, but he got beat. He ran second, a long head.
Well, he was only about this far out, Darren, but I thought it was a pretty impressive debut anyway. The winner's got a bit of ability. The
winner first up went to the Maribyrnong Plate, so it's no slouch, and he'd had race experience. I don't like making excuses, but I think what happened with Northern Media, he just, first day of the races, and when he actually kicked through and hit the lead, he drifted back to the rail, and it had been raining, and I think the rail was really heavy. Nothing made ground there all day, and probably just cost him the win. I know the owners, when we were doing the debrief after the races, I've been to funerals that haven't been as sad.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. It's racing, I suppose, Darren, isn't it? So,
like I said to him, when you lose your booze and when you get beat, you just eat.
Exactly. There's always another race, Darren. Always another race day, and that horse will be winning races.
Then we had to wait around for the last, Brian, and El Galgo, the big grey, first up for 59 days. He had a little setback, nothing serious, just strained a muscle, and he ran on nicely for a fourth for a horse that doesn't really like the wet.
Yeah, nice looking horse, this horse. I've seen Peter's picture today from Peter on Facebook, and it's a lovely looking horse, and you don't see many horses that colour going around, and if it wins a race, I think the owners are going to go off.
It won't be long, and he'll be winning a race. I think he's a nice stayer. And then today, Brian, we went down to Sandown, and we had Mumbai first up for a long time over, was that 1200?
I think it might have been, Darren, but I didn't see the race, but I think it finished a fair way back.
Yeah, Glenn bossed Easter out at the end. He said that she wasn't appreciating the really firm track, so he didn't want to knock her around, and as we know, she likes it dead to slow. So anyway, she's kicked off, and you know, it's a lovely day here today, so we've got to be one day closer to rain.
Exactly. Mares typically need 3 or 4 runs to get themselves going, don't they?
She's a nice staying filly by O'Reilly, so anyway, it's good to get her back, and she did look good. And then Tayu, eh? What about Tayu?
Tayu is flying, Darren, at the moment. Flying.
Another win, 5 from 12.
Yeah, my little mate up in Sydney rang me up and said thanks. Thanks for letting me get on again, so he's very happy he's back to me last 2 wins.
So he's won 2 in a row, Tayu, at Sandown, and he'll be back there in a fortnight ago. He'll be back there in a fortnight going for 3 in a row. And he's in great form, and a credit to Darren Weir, because this horse showed a lot early. He had to be gelded, he got injured, brought him back to the races, he was going no good, sent him down to Warrnambool. The beach certainly sorted him out. He's in great form.
Yeah, it's just taking a little bit of time, Darren. As a racehorse owner, sometimes you just have to be patient. If you're not patient, well, horses may not make it to the race. If you give them a bit of time, this is what happens.
Well, that's it. 2 winners from 9 runners and a few thirds and seconds. Got to be happy with that. And next week, Brian, starting tomorrow, Thursday, we're at Warwick Farm with the Basso, the Chris Waller trained at Basso, and the wraps are big.
Get on?
I think it's a get on.
Well, it's a get on from Darren. I haven't looked at the field yet, so if Darren says get on, get on.
He was scratched at the gates last week. He pulled his shoe off.
That's twice that's happened to that horse, is it not?
Twice. I'm glad I didn't fly up last week.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have been happy, but I felt sorry for the owners. But anyway, the horse is good, and I think he'll run a big race at Warwick Farm tomorrow. And then Friday night we go down to Moonee Valley. And we got a little sneaky runner in the 9.55, Brian.
We have, Darren, and she's got 61.5. Would you claim? Took
We've
3
claimed.
kilos off. The mighty mare Platelet is back.
Platelet, eh? The one we've been waiting for. The star of the show. What a quality horse. I've watched a trial. I've seen every trial she's had this time in. She's really going well. We're treating this seriously. I'm not sure she can win first up. She never has in her life. But speaking with Darren Weir, he said that out of the 8 runners, there's 5 who will try and lead. So we'll be sitting behind them, and we'll have the last crack, and he gives her a chance just to sneak into the places before she embarks on those 3 big races over in South Australia.
Well, that's probably what you'd expect from her first up, Darren. She always finishes strong, and I think she's had a pretty good break, so she's going in for a pretty good autumn.
And then on Saturday we haven't got any runners, and we can't even go and watch Collingwood get beat by 70 points, Brian.
Did they get beat last week, Darren?
Oh,
I
Brian.
haven't heard any footy scores. I've been away.
I was down at Brian's place the other day, and he had his trash can out the front, and he had his hat, his scarf, and his Collingwood jacket all in the bin. What's going on there?
Well, the thing is, we're the only team this round that's going to get beat by the eventual premiers, Darren, because get on the Dockers. I think they're 425, 450 for the flag. Almost moral. I'm going to call them early.
I couldn't have asked for a better start to the footy season than seeing Collingwood get absolutely hammered. It just brought joy to my heart.
Although Richmond got beat on the next day, I think, too.
Don't worry about
So did
Richmond.
Carlton. So
Everyone loves it when Collingwood gets beat. Everyone
happy,
loves it
Darren.
when Collingwood gets beat.
Anyway, back to ATB-TV.
He'll probably edit that out anyway. And then on Sunday, we're going to go down to Geelong and watch Miss Adelaide going around. The half-sister to El Rocco, the Group 1 place.
Wow. I think we might have had the slightly sprinting half, Darren,
I think we might have got the wrong one, Brian. But anyway, look, Miss Adelaide, she's won a race and she goes to Geelong. She'll be competitive. She'll run top 3 or 4.
Yeah, she's won a couple of races. I think so 10 starts with 2 wins. It's not too bad, and she's sort of staying pedigree, but she seems to race better over around 1200, doesn't she?
She does so. So that'll be Geelong on Sunday. And then we might sneak up Ballarat on Monday and have a look at Chloe Anna, who returns from a good spell. Another staying filly. She probably won't trouble the scorers on Monday, but it'll be good to get her back.
Yeah, she'll need a few starts too, Darren. She's a nice type. Probably look at her 2nd and 3rd run from the spell.
And I'm not sure what else is going around next week, Brian. I think we've got a bit of a quiet week after a big week this week. So
we will have Seismos going around on Saturday in Dubai, Darren.
And you'll be there?
I will be there, Darren, yep.
And Liz will be over there, so you fly out on Monday?
Yeah, I ate that on Monday. I think Lizzie's there on Tuesday.
So I think next week's ATB is going to be brought live from Dubai.
Live from Dubai, and we have a few surprises too, Darren. A few surprises over there.
Well, I tell you what, if you surprise too many, you end up locked up, so be careful.
I just want to make sure I get back, so that's the main thing for me.
And now we're going to the final week of ATB tipping, and the old pro tipster, Nathan Bennett, has sprung to the lead.
He has, Darren. He's probably very fortunate. Where's Martin sitting 2nd? We're probably 13 behind, and Wes missed round 2 for whatever reason, so he might rue that decision. But yeah, Nathan's about 13 in front, and he's probably about $1.40 going into the last round.
Well, good luck, Nathan. Hope you win and hope you get to the slipper. And come on, guys, don't give up. The pressure's on Nathan. He'll probably choke. He could choke.
You just got to make sure too, if you've got a centre-bet account and you haven't made a deposit yet, if you make sure you make a deposit to $300 and centre-bet will match it. Once you have a bet up to $300 with a 100% match dollar for dollar free bet. So if you put in 300, you get 600.
It's been good fun, the tipping competition as usual, and hotly contested, and a bit of banter on Facebook, I see.
There is, Darren. Anyone in the top 10 can win. All you need is about, I think, 7 or 8 races to tip on, and there's a lot of competitive odds out there as well. So if you pick wisely and pick good value, you can still win.
And as I said earlier, Brian, we're here at the Super Vobis launch for this season, and the Inglis Super Vobis sales coming up on April 27 and 28. It's a sale that anyone can buy a horse from. They're not expensive, and we'll be out there having a look. And earlier today I caught up with one of the Super Vobis representatives here in Ballarat. I'm here with the lovely Stephanie Grentell from William Inglis, who's here tonight to talk about the Vobis sale coming up on 27-28. And I know, Steph, in your role at Inglis, you get around and have a look at a lot of these yearlings. Tell us a little bit about this sale.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's an initiative we started last year with the Vobis Gold Sale to have a whole day's selling of Vobis only qualified horses. So the second day consists of horses that aren't Vobis qualified or may not have made the cut and are still Vobis qualified. So the first day, anything you buy is obviously eligible for all the Vobis bonuses, and if you pay up for Vobis Gold, is also eligible for those bonuses too. So we've got some really big studs supporting us this year with Lauriston and Burnawang and Swettenham, of course, supporting us with a really good draft of horses.
It's so important for Vobis and so important for Inglis, and I know you've been out and had a look at some of these horses. Tell us about the quality and what we can expect to pay, because you know I'll be down there looking at them.
Absolutely. Look, the quality has lifted from last year, which is fantastic. That was the aim of the sale. Everything takes a while to get off the ground, and this is no exception. So we're really pleased with the nominations we've had this year. There's some nice young stallions coming through, some nice Equianos in the Swettenham draft, and you'll find that the farms that present their horses the best get the best results, but it is a sale that averaged 15,000 last year, so you're not going to have to break the bank to get involved.
Sounds really, really good, and Vobis is so important. It's very hard now to not go to Inglis and not buy a Vobis horse because the prize money's super, and this is a great night and great initiative, and thanks for joining us on ATB-TV.
Not at all, thanks for coming.
Well, that's a wrap for ATB-TV this week, Brian. I got the week off next week. You'll have to do all the results from Dubai, Breakfast with the Stars, the big World Cup night, the desert party. I mean, your life. You're just blessed.
Well, it's all work, Darren, unfortunately, but I'll try and enjoy some of it while I can.
Can I get a job like that? And I'll be here looking after the Australian customers, Brian, doing my best.
Just make sure the horses are fed, Darren, and everything. Lizzie and I will take care of it. Lizzie's not on the blacklist next week.
I'll go that way.
Well, Brian, enjoy Dubai.
I will,
look
Darren.
after all those clients that are going over there with you and Liz. And until next week, I'm Darren Dance. Here's Brian Johnson.